might just end up talking like this, just because my voice carries more. It would get really raspy after a point. I feel like it's... Oh, I'm sure it would. Taking off the bow tie. So, 8-bit gaming. Thank you, Jason. As I look like a fool. Can you shut the door, please? Alright, 8-bit gaming. My name is James Schroeder. Many of you know me as the Doctor or possibly Waldo. I do this about twice a year. I dress up and I come and I hang out with all of you wonderful, lovely people. What I do the rest of the time is I'm a full-time student as well as a writer for a video game review website called Hidden Gamers. We are tiny, we're tiny, we're tiny, we're tiny. I do apologize, we are tiny, but we're good. That being said, my main purpose there is I'm the head writer and assistant editor, and I should be moving up to head editor sometime soon. But I write mainly old school game reviews because I'm not allowed to play modern video games because I lose my soul to them. I'm not allowed to play WoW, I'm not allowed to play Rifts, I'm not allowed to play SWTOR, I'm not allowed to anywhere near SWTOR because I'm a huge Star Wars nerd and I will lose my life to it. So something like Super Mario Brothers for the NES is perfect for me because I can sit down and I can beat that game in about an hour. Like, I'm going to die a lot. I've never been very good at Super Mario Brothers, but I love it. And I love gaming. I'm sitting down having a controller in my hand. I really have no idea. Part of the reason for this panel is I'm looking for what's right on next. I've got a stack of games that I've just got to write on, but I want to know what y'all like to play and would like to read about. Anything y'all, something you, an obscure little anything that you've encountered, that you've experienced, that someone. There's a game called Sunset Riders. It's one of my favorite games of all time. I don't. Yes, I'm seeing people nodding. It's one of the best Western games I've ever played. And I played the new Red something on the 360. I wasn't impressed. It seemed like Oblivion to me. I'm going to be honest. And I played the hell out of Oblivion. I've beaten everything in Oblivion because I lose my soul to games. I almost lost a job because of Oblivion. My brother's the same way. He did lose a job in Star Wars Galaxies back when it was good. Before they revamped it and made it shit. I am going to use coarse language. I'm pretty much R-rated.
Yeah.
But yeah, so But yes, what is it? What are some games? Sunset Riders, fantastic. It's a side-scrolling Western. You've got 4 playable characters. What is it? Joe, Billy, Bob, and Cormano. And Spanish. I'm fluent in Spanish. It's my second language. It's also my minor in my college studies. Cormano's the only one who doesn't look like the Arnie poster boys, because no, it's not Joe. It's Steve. Steve, Billy, Bob, and Cormano, and they're all blonde-haired and blue or green-eyed, and then you got Cormano who's in a pink sombrero, and he's got a shotgun, and you're just like, this is my boomstick. Eso es mi boomstick. Fantastic. So what are some games that y'all like? Like
Slam Masters?
Ooh.
Or Top Gear?
Top Gear. Yeah. Ooh.
No relation to the show.
No, I know. Anything else? Like I'm.
Oh, that terrible one's the X-Men game.
Ooh. Ooh. You talking about for Super Nintendo?
Yeah, no, original Nintendo X-Men.
Oh.
That one was really bad.
Wow.
It's
like
horrid.
Did you ever play the one that was on Super Nintendo?
Which one? There were 2.
I don't know.
Arcade Revenge?
Arcade Revenge, or...
Children of the Atom?
I think it was Children of the Atom.
No, wait.
Why don't they ever
Children of
put
the Atom was good. That was a fighting game.
No, then I'm thinking of the other one.
Arcade
All I
Revenge.
know is Cyclops is way too tall, his legs are way too long, his torso is way too short. Because realistically, Cyclops would be, his legs would be here. I'm 6'2", 6'3", 6'1", somewhere in there. It depends on which convenience store I'm walking out of. Yes, I stole that joke. I steal a lot of jokes. But his legs are up here, and his torso is. And then just the mechanics on it were just all off and random. Trying to jump. That was always the worst part in that game. Anything else, like other games? For those of you who just walked in, I am asking you for even like the little obscure games that are amazing. that you loved or hated? Because I will write a bad review if it's a game you hated.
Have you ever heard of Draken?
I've not.
Oh, God. That game was special.
Evo?
I
Yeah.
love Evo. Evo is a fantastic game, and I cannot beat it.
It's too expensive.
Oh, I do not support piracy. I will not condone piracy. Pirate this fucking game. It's amazing. Okay, it's deadware at this point, so as far as I'm concerned. No one's making a cent off it anymore.
Now, are you talking only console?
No, actually, my first game was Zork. So,
Awesome.
the first game was Zork.
Yeah.
I love video games. I wrote a review on Zork. I beat Zork in 33 moves. This is the first part, and that is the absolute shortest you can do it. Oh, I love Zork. Sorry, now I'm Zork. Anyone ever played Return to Zork? It was an Acclaim or Activision, I can't remember which. It was not text-based like the originals. It was graphics-based, and you clicked with your mouse and you had to record certain things, and it was really cool. But if you messed up once, you were dead.
Like King's Quest,
Kind of. But yeah, Zork. Oh, so many stories, so little time.
Me too.
What was that?
Masters of Orion 2.
I have not played this.
It's really good.
Okay, Masters of Orion 2,
It's computer.
Draken.
Draken, and you said Top Gear. So I'm just
Rygar.
Rygar.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, Has anyone played Crystallis?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, I love Crystallis. Crystallis is everything Zelda wishes it could be. Legitimately, Crystallis is everything Zelda wishes it could be. Because it's what's that?
I thought the original Zelda was better. That's just me though. I've
Well-
always thought the original Zelda was better.
Did you play
Yeah.
Crystallis?
No, I'm talking about just.
I've
in
played.
general.
I haven't played all the way through it. I've
Okay.
played. I think probably around halfway.
Okay, I've played all the way through Crystallis. I've played through it umpteen million times. I love that game. Crystallis has a very similar system to Zelda, but instead of shifting, just shifting up one screen, you'll go into a town and it'll shift to a screen and you can move around that screen. Then you go out of the town to shift, and it's really like the first dynamic screen shift, and you're not always doing one thing. And then you've got the multiple swords thing. You can charge up your sword blast. That's always my favorite thing. And you've got rocks and obstacles you can bust with your sword. Crystallis is an amazing game. And on that note, Bubble Bobble.
Yeah!
Always a crowd favorite. I love me some Bubble Bobble. Did you know there is a boss level to Bubble Bobble?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm impressed. I did not learn this until about a year and a half ago. It's really hard. I tried playing. I've been sitting at my brother's house in Atlanta for like an hour just in this level. Like, how do I beat you? You giant monster, dinosaur, whatever crap you are, ghost. I love Bubble Bobble. Yes.
How the hell was that related to
Because awesome game.
Crystallis? Oh, okay. Okay.
Put the two together.
Rampage.
Ooh, Rampage.
Yes.
There's a game released as a demo with Ultimate Doom called Heretic. Has anyone ever played it?
Yeah.
Doom's okay. Heretic is the bomb. I mean, it's even just different maps, but I love the fact that it feels like I'm in castles and stuff, and I'm not just walking around randomly trying to shoot guys. I've got a purpose. I'm shooting dragons out of the sky. I'm good with that. Any other games? Like I watch all.
Super Star Wars, hardest trilogy of games ever.
I completely agree. Super Empire Strikes Back has kicked my ass more times than I care.
It's
Thank
too
you
hard.
so much. You are a saint. Because if you can hear my voice, I'm very much. This is my god of alcohol, Donald.
It's too
I say he's the god of alcohol because he can handle way more than anyone else I know.
Take that challenge.
At CoastCon, 27 drinks in half an hour.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is a beast. And he was just a little drunk.
Yeah, he was walking around talking. So nice.
We actually just sat there and watched him. Like he found his limit. That was the weirdest thing. Completely different note. He found his limit, and it was weird. The Earth kind of shifted a little bit. But what was the game we just said? I'm terrible.
Super Empire Strikes Back.
Super Empire Strikes Back.
Too
Yes.
damn hard.
Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, Super Return of the Jedi. My only complaint with Super Return of the Jedi is there is a force power that you can get in Super Empire Strikes Back that makes the game worlds easier, and the force power is called Elevate. And what it allows you to do is it allows you to fly, float, do anything. You get into Super Return of the Jedi, and I'm like looking for Elevate. Where's Elevate? You don't have it. And one of your first levels is that Jabba's
Sandcrawler.
Oh, the Sandcrawler, yes. But I'm actually thinking of the Jabba's floating palace.
Oh, yeah.
We're in there. It's like 3rd or 4th level. I'm not sure what it is. But you just fall to your death a lot. A lot. Oh. They want you to die. Well, George Lucas just wants you to die and wants to take your money. So.
It's a
First
fun
he
day.
wants your money, though.
Then they
First, you want your money.
re-released Super Star Wars with some minor edits and make a whole ton of
I've
money.
seen the re-release.
It's a fun day.
It's a fun death. Oh.
It'll keep you coming back from
CGI alien.
Yeah.
Thank you, George Lucas. I love you. Okay, because we just got into Star Wars and how much I love and hate George Lucas. This is like the second sugar drink I've had all weekend, so I'm like, Super Star Wars. It's for the SNES. If you're gonna pirate it, which that's about the only way you can find it. I don't condone piracy, but it's gonna be the only way you're gonna get it. I always have to say that. Plug in an Xbox controller to your machine, do it that way. It's so much easier than trying to use your keyboard. It's like playing Donkey Kong Country with a keyboard. It's just ridiculous. I love me some Donkey Kong Country. I will play Donkey Kong Country all day long, every day, forever.
The original or all of them?
All 1 and 2. Donkey Kong Country, but Donkey Kong Country 2 because 3 was shit. Again, I have terrible language. For a writer, you would think I would have much better language than this, but I don't.
F-Zero.
F-Zero.
Ooh, the first one.
First one, exactly.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh,
That was
wow.
great.
Star Fox. It's the original 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
No, wait.
No, I was like Star Fox 64 was the second one.
Yeah.
That was a remake.
Especially Star Fox 2 and they switched over to
Yeah.
Right. But no. What?
I'm gonna go eat.
Fine,
That
go
was
eat.
awesome.
Leave me. Abandon me. It's not even like you're abandoning me for science. You're just abandoning me for
Food science.
It's a science.
Science.
food. There better be drinking.
Nutrition.
If you couldn't put it together, science is alcohol.
Yes.
Okay, just that's
And the things that we.
and the things that lead there too. If you're not drunk, the experiment's not complete. I completed the experiment last night.
I think.
We all completed the experiment last night.
but in the interest of science.
But in the interest of
For science!
For science! I'm not even associated with them. I'm just like, science! I want to drink.
Every time you say it, it's a shot time.
Pretty much. But yes, F-Zero, that was an excellent one.
Superman 64.
Oh, fuck
Really? Really?
Now I'm there.
Wow. Wow.
I'll get to that in a second, so I can berate you as you deserve.
Blackthorn?
I've not heard of this. Well, time out, because you had your hand up and I wanted to get to you. First I have to break this person.
Yeah.
When we were testing Superman Returns,
Yeah.
I worked on that one. When we were doing that one, we had a big banner there that had a picture of the Superman 64 cartridge and said the bar was never set so low.
Okay. I'm flying through rings. I'm flying through more rings. Not only am I flying through rings, I can't control. If you've never played this game is.
Worst game just go.
It just.
It's one of the worst games.
You have to be drinking chocolate milk standing on your head.
That is the Monos the Hands of Fate of video
Go for
games.
it.
And if you've not seen Monos the Hands of Fate, it's an old black and white movie. It is the worst movie ever made. It's Rotten Tomatoes, worst movie ever made.
Worst movie.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes is like the end all be all because it takes critic stuff and
User.
user stuff in it.
Thomas Hercules and then you'll-
Oh yeah, I fucking love that movie. You shut your dirty horse. I love Arnold, especially when he's dubbed. I love to dub Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm just like, it's Arnold, and he's walking around. He's just like, oh!
Cameron.
Okay, but yes, Monarchs the Hands of Fate. I can't sit through more than 15 minutes of that movie without getting a massive urge to vomit. So check it out. That actually became the topic of the panel last year at Mobicon because the fan guest of Honor Weatherly was doing one, and he was like, "What bad movies do you know?" I was like, "Monarchs the Hands of Fate." He goes, "How much of it did you watch?" 15 minutes. Wow, you beat me by 5. But yeah. So yeah, other
King's Quest 1 through 6.
What?
King's Quest 1 through 6.
I've not played any of those.
Really?
Really. I'm
5 was awesome.
5 was awesome. Okay, here's a tricky question. Pre-PlayStation, best Final Fantasy.
1.
Okay.
Are you serious?
I'm including the Japanese here because I'm.
I didn't mean Chrono Trigger.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm including the Japanese ones here because I've played them all.
I would say 4.
4. Okay.
I like 4.
1.
4. I like 6. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Because you can do everything in 6. And it doesn't have the limitations that you have in 5. Although 5 is the first 3 is the first to introduce Blue Magic. 5 is the best one to make it work. Then I hate 6's system for Blue Magic. But that was just random out there. What other stuff? I'm processing. I'm thinking. You're all like just staring at me like I'm a zombie. DuckTales.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm going to college. I do apologize. I don't care. But DuckTales was. I still have that game. Like actually, my brother has our NES. He lives in Atlanta. I live in Mobile. But DuckTales. I'll go to his house and I'll just be like, "Hey, Sonny, I'm hooking up the Nintendo. It's DuckTales time." He's like, "I'll see you in 12 hours." I don't know why I just gave him a deep voice. He's actually got a higher voice than I do.
Ever played Colony Wars?
Colony?
It's PlayStation.
No.
Pretty good.
Let me tell you about growing up.
Actually, it's one of the 3 PlayStation games I still have.
Let me tell you about growing up in my house. Until I bought a Nintendo Wii, the last console I got was a Super Nintendo.
No 64?
Well, you missed out.
No 64. No PlayStation, no Xbox, no PS2, no 360. It was a Super Nintendo. Alright? Before that we had a regular Nintendo. Before that we had a Commodore 64. Before that we had the Atari. Yeah.
What's the country?
200 is 26.
We had
26.
So that was the same with us.
Yeah. But I will say with the Commodore 64, my dad had every accessory for that thing. Tape drives, disc drives, everything. You name it, he had it. I know because I just went through the box about a year ago. I helped him move.
Oh, I was just gonna mention a Go game, so
Okay.
whenever you're done.
Oh, okay. Then, you have games. But yeah, I helped him move. I ended up like grabbing these boxes out of the garage. I haven't seen them in years. I'm just like, what's in here? And I'm like, holy fuck! You have the 9 Princes of Amber. Okay, a lot of y'all think that Fable and KOTOR were the first people to do like your actions were good and evil. No. 9 Princes of Amber for the Commodore 64 was the first game to do it, because once your actions that you, and it was based on a series of books by Roger Slassany, read him, love him. What?
What is based on the Chronicles?
No, it was based on the books.
Yeah, there was a 7 books called the Chronicles, man.
Oh, Chronicles of Amber, 9 Princes of Amber, yes. The Amber Chronicles. I thought you were saying comic books. I was like, no.
No.
I would kill you.
Where you'd have like, they'd have like their card and they could contact people by their like tarot cards.
Yes. But yes, read the books, love them. But in 9 Princes of Amber, the game, it was on some like floppy disks when they were flopping. Am I showing my age here?
Oh no, I had
5 1/4.
Yeah, 5 1/4. Floppy disks when they were flopping, and just. But the game, as you progress, your actions give you a different ending. It was a massive revolution in gaming. Massively overlooked. Just so many great games that got flooded into the shitty market.
That's what I'd like to see an article about. How even though the graphics and a lot of times have improved playability and story, somehow even on the older ones with the crappy graphics, a lot of them just messed up.
Oh, I agree with you. I'll say even on the older ones, some of the playability is a lot better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just,
Like
yeah.
just the controls. Because again, I'm going to reference DuckTales because I fucking love DuckTales. Okay, DuckTales and Bubble Bobble. Like, you just sit me down. I'll see you in 4 days, James. You need cigarettes? I got a carton right here. Don't flick them on my hardwood floors. Fine. I days. I don't even need to eat, sleep, drink. I just have cigarettes and I'm good. I'm an addict. I make no illusions about that. Don't ever start smoking. It's terrible for you. That being said, if you complain about my secondhand smoke, you're going to get my secondhand bullets.
When you found the 64, did you try to play it?
Oh, hell yes.
Did it work for you?
Yes. Everything was in working condition. My dad calls my brother, because this was actually before I started writing for Hidden Gamers. My dad calls my brother and goes, "Hey, just found the Commodore 64. Do you want it?" And I was just like, "You're offering it to him? Really? I'm the one helping you move."
We have one, and I've not plugged it in to see if it still works.
Try it. Do it.
It had some great games on it.
Oh, there were some absolutely fantastic games. What was funny is, that was in one box I found the 64. In the other box I found all of the games we had for it. We had cassette games, we had like the discs and oh my, it was awesome. I cried a little bit. That might have been the dust though, so this was, let me tell you about this garage. When we moved into this house 8 years ago, I organized it perfectly. There was a spot for everything had its place. I'm not the neatest person in the world, but I know how to fucking make an organization system. My father walks into this garage, and I'm away for a month. I was in Costa Rica for a month. When my father walks into this garage, I get back, there are 2 columns of junk in the garage. Stuff I know was put on the shelves. And I'm going, why? Weren't you going to put your car in there? No, I need this stuff out to work on it. My dad restores old cars as a hobby. Brilliant.
Wow, you got a story for everything, don't you?
Oh, I bet. What's that?
So you got a story for everything.
I do. My dad started me out on video games. Who else's parents started them out on video games? That's a question. Okay. Like, I know there are a lot of parents who are like, no, video games will rot your brain. They said the same thing about television. I'm starting to think that's true. Because Kaz didn't watch TV for like the first, whatever.
12 years?
Yeah, 12 years of his life. Brilliant. Oh my God. He's the only person I've ever walked into a room and gone, shit, you're smarter than I am. just emanating off of him. And humble. Weird. Love that. You had games.
Since you said you played mostly like the Super Nintendo stuff, I was gonna mention Mystic Quest and Mario RPG.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I can't believe I forgot Mystic Quest.
I love that game.
Okay, I will say this, any Mario game to me is mainstream, and I think most of you could agree with me, with the exception of one game. Super Mario's Time Machine.
Yes!
I hate that game. I love that game. It taught me everything I know about world history. Legitimately, it taught me almost everything I know about world history. But you are filling out pages in the encyclopedia. Because King Koopa, Bowser, whatever you want to call him, that giant turtle guy, has not stolen the princess away. Well, I think, yes, he has actually. Well, not only has he stolen the princess away, but first, he has stolen artifacts from throughout history because he has a giant brass time machine. It's very steampunk. And so, like, you go and you have to talk to Shakespeare, and you have to talk to Isaac Newton, and you talk to Joan of Arc and Beethoven, and you're just like, what the fuck? And Mario jumps, and there's no reason for Mario to jump in this game. Like, I just walked around in the opening screen just doing this. Just because. There's no reason. The only redeeming part of this game is when you're going and you're traveling through time, you have to go on you have to surf the oceans of time. Has anyone else played this game? You have? You know what I'm talking about? If you surf the oceans of time, so Mario is there, and then those little spike things are out there, but you gotta collect 10 mushrooms and then hit a whirlpool. Doesn't matter which whirlpool, you just hit a whirlpool. But you hit one of those spike things, your mushrooms are all gone. I just sit there and just play that. It's very cool. The music's fantastic in that because it's like fantastic. I can't even do it right now. My voice is shot. Yes.
Civilization 3.
Civ 3. Come back to you.
I've actually mentioned Mario RPG. Have you
Right.
played that?
I have played Mario RPG, but that's what got me onto.
Because I was like,
Anything Mario for me is very mainstream.
even the RPG that
Even
was
the-
limited edition.
Yes.
Like they only made a certain amount of copies of that.
Yeah, so many people pirated it now.
Well, the thing is, I played it, I beat it, I loved it, and that was when I rented it from like Hollywood Video when that still existed.
Yeah.
Titus Studios, which is an old PC
Right.
company, they actually put out a game that was like kind of a skew of the Mario one, where it was Mario was lost in time and Luigi was looking for him.
Mario's missing.
Mario's missing.
San Diego.
Mario is missing, yeah. Yes.
Still sucks.
Yeah.
Let's put it.
But it has to be mentioned with the time traveling
Yeah.
Mario.
Well, I'm convinced that these two games actually happen simultaneously.
Yeah.
And Mario's not missing. Mario's just stuck in time because Bill and Ted and the Doctor haven't come to rescue him. real quick thing. Did you ever notice how Bill and Ted are in a phone booth and so
Yeah.
is the Doctor?
Yes.
Just saying.
Rufus is a Time Lord.
What?
Rufus is a Time Lord.
Rufus is a Time Lord because George Carlin can do no long. God rest his soul.
You ever played the first two, the Odd World game? The one that
Abe's Odyssey.
Xbox Abomination.
No.
The original ones, those were really good. If you like puzzle type games.
I love puzzle type games. I will say
Great.
this. I love just sitting down and solving puzzles. My dad had to stop taking me to Cracker Barrel because I would go in there and I'd solve every puzzle. I would solve every puzzle they had and I would just leave it there and people would be like, "How did he do this? He is some kind of demon child." Then I look at them and then, Imoleha, I will come after you.
Raiders of the Lost Ark for the Atari 2600.
Oh wow, I'm playing this.
God.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I know.
That was a puzzle game.
That was
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
What?
There was like a black market where if you went into the wrong market area and you
I don't know.
And it was
steal
still
from you.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm getting back to you in a second.
Have you ever played the ones that had 3 of them and it was back when it was on the Atari?
It's like Fire World.
Give you actually, yeah, Fire
Yeah,
World.
Yes.
Fire
They
World,
give you prizes,
Water
like
World,
actual
whatever.
Prizes for 5
Air World.
Which one never got released?
Air World.
Air
Well,
World.
that series of Activision games where you can send away to get the patches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
I
Dolphin.
think Heretic was like that. You said Civ 3 earlier.
You don't want?
I'm honestly going for obscure games here. This is not going to support my weight, but when it falls, I'm going to laugh, and then it's okay if you laugh. Just make sure I'm not bleeding or broken or anything. And if I am, please call somebody. What?
Choose a random number in your phone. Just call them. This guy's just busting his ass.
Dude, Walter just busted his ass. He built through a table.
Good to see the video. Put it up on YouTube now.
Adam's family.
Ooh, absolutely yes.
Oh, Fester's Quest.
Ooh, yes.
That was me.
Yes. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think of some other just.
What about Mega Man games? Just in general.
I like Mega Man. I'm not overly thrilled. Mega Man's a fantastic series. Please do not fanboy rage at me.
How dare you!
I will cut you. Girl, yes I will. Rude.
What's the worst one you've played?
Ooh, the worst game I've ever played. Might actually be Superman 64.
It's worse than Haunted House on the Atari 2600. Because Haunted House on Atari 2600 was pretty lame.
Okay, E.T. was a terrible game, but you fuckers didn't know how to play it.
Without drugs.
The designers didn't know how to play it.
Dude, I dropped acid. I played E.T. and Tetris. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. Unless you're playing Tetris, because I beat Tetris on acid. Math equations started coming out of my NES. I'm just sitting there going,
I understand.
I am everything! It was like the end of Highlander, like, at the beginning, there can be only one! And then I found out like 5 other guys have done this. There's only like 5 guys in the world that have done this. The last 4 levels, you don't see your little things until they're already dropped.
You see the next one that's coming up, and that's it.
Yeah, you see the next one that's coming up, nothing else. And you see, it's
Civ 3.
Civ 3.
Stop bringing it up.
See, I'm just like, I don't want to talk about it. It's not bad.
Get it over with.
It's there.
It's there. I'm not impressed with it.
The
Like,
biggest problem with Civ 3 is there's no button when you're dealing with other countries saying, send the guy's head back on a pike. If they had that button, it would have been completely different.
absolutely.
All they needed. One simple.
I just want to play Vlad the Impaler. Is that too much to ask? I want to take, because Vlad didn't do it to everybody, he only did the generals. I want to take the upper echelons of my opponent's militaries and stick their heads on stakes. Why? Because I can. And he was a Christian. So am I for that matter, but,
Archon.
what?
Archon. It's set up like a chessboard. You've got a light and a dark side, and it's got a gauge for like whether or not it's light or dark, and the squares are different color. And if you like the dark squares and light squares, and as you move your different pieces onto theirs, you have to, instead of it just being like a chess where you just move it, you then go to a fight screen where you have to fight the computer.
I'm going to do something I probably should never do. I'm going to like give you all my email address. Fortunately, I have like 16.
You're dead already.
What? What? Someone said?
Famous last words.
Famous last words, yes. It's really easy to remember. Okay, y'all all see my name on the thing? My name is James Schroeder. My email address is james.b.schroeder@gmail.com. Email me, say, hey, I was at your panel at Moby. I thought you had some great stuff. Please say that. I want you to say that because I need the ego boost because I work for that fucker. Yes, that is my boss in the back. Please berate him and tell him he's paying me.
I'll even be nice, since spelling his last name is practically impossible. On our site, select Lost Arcade Corner, and it'll go to him.
Yes.
It's easier that way.
Please come to our site. I'm so sorry I forgot to plug this. I have cards.
Yeah.
I don't have enough for everyone in this room because I honestly thought he was going to take all the people.
I got plenty of them.
Oh, you've got plenty too? Honestly, if no one had shown up, I was just going to be like, this is canceled. I'm going next door.
Just open the wall.
It's over 9,000!
He refused to do it yesterday.
So
Somebody was like, can we have the over 9,000?
No, that's because he was trolling the guy.
Yeah, I
The guy
know.
was a douche.
two nights in a row, he's made fun of people asking for it. I love it.
I got him to say it to a friend of mine.
I know.
What I miss?
What?
What?
It's over 9,000! Okay, let me tell you a story. It made my con. My friend Rebecca is the biggest fangirl in the world. I don't mean biggest fangirl. But no, she is just such a huge fangirl. Like, not even just one thing, she just fangirls all over the place. But she was so excited to meet this guy. Friday night, right before the Meet the Guest panel, I was standing back in the back of the room just because I wanted to. And Chris, I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Sabbath.
Chris Sabbath's standing there going, he's talking to someone, and all of a sudden they called people to respond. And said, I hate to break up the conversation, I'm so sorry about this. I think they're going to the front with the guests. And he was like, okay, thank you. I was like, before you go, can you do something for me? Can you go over to my friend Rebecca right there and say, it's over 9,000, please, I'd love for you to do this. So he goes over and he whispers in her ear, it's over 9,000, please. And her face, when he was walking over, no, that bastard James. No.
She didn't know that until afterwards. So. She admitted that that moment was better than, she was saying like the reckoning could happen. God could be calling her forward, and that'd still be the high point.
But afterwards, her face did this. And my giggle pleasure of my brain was like, because I actually laugh like that. Or I have a really good Joker laugh, which I'm not going to do because it hurts my voice. But I did that at my D&D session. Someone thought I was a real...
Way to go.
Yeah, I did the... Okay, back to games, because I'm just all over the place. Gauntlet! Absolutely!
Yeah.
I pumped more quarters into a gauntlet machine. We had a gauntlet machine up at South for a little while. Okay? I pumped more quarters into that machine because I fucking loved that game.
Entire summer's worth of allowances.
Yeah.
Gauntlet 2 for the Genesis.
Gauntlet 2?
Yeah, that wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't for the Genesis.
Wasn't it for the Genesis?
Yeah, it came out in arcades too.
No, I'm talking about the classic.
Yeah, Gauntlet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I pumped. We had one up at South. And like this was a couple years ago, like 3 years ago or something.
Yeah. No matter how good you did, you had to feed more money into
Yes!
Your life is counting down.
Exactly. And
losing life over
it is
time.
impossible to get a top score on Gauntlet, I'm convinced, because your life is connected to your time.
Yep.
And your time is and your score is based on how many things you can kill, divided by the time you have invested in this game. So that's what your score is based on. So the more quarters you pump in it, actually the lower you're making your score. I didn't realize that until I jumped like $30 and I was like, what the...
It wasn't about the score, it was about getting to the next goddamn level.
I know. That's when I got MAME on my laptop and just started like, I don't know, unlimited quarters now. Fuck you, game. Joust, absolutely.
Joust.
I love me some Joust. Okay, here's a game. I actually didn't have a Sega Genesis until recently. I have one now, but I had a CD called Sega Smash Pack 2.
Yeah.
There was this Mega Smash Pack, this year's Smash Pack 2. On 2, there's a game called Super Hang-On. It's the only racing game I've ever been able to tolerate. And it's
Mario Kart?
See, Mario Kart is not a racing game to me, it's a Mario game. Okay? Mario Kart's a Mario game.
Better than Diddy Kong, though.
It's better. I don't know. I rather like Diddy Kong Racing, but that's because I'm a huge like Donkey Kong Country fan. So.
I like Darcy Pro-Am back in the day.
Road Rash. Daytona USA.
But Super Hang-On has the best music of any racing game I've ever been. I just want to like sit and just lose everything and just listen to the music. I'm allergic to weed, so I can't get high. But I just want to sit. But it makes me feel like I'm a little high just because I'm like, everything's gonna be okay.
Legitimately, he was playing this game at school one day. I was late to pick up my brother because I was too busy watching him play Super Hang-On, listening to the music.
The music's awesome. And for a Genesis game.
There's a game called Skitchin on the Genesis. That was it's a rollerblading game.
Okay. Does it have amazing music?
Yeah, the music in that one is really.
I don't need.
All
I'm gonna be honest.
games were like that.
Yeah.
All of them had these really great soundtracks.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't need more games because I just Super Hang-On, put it in my PC, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, I can do this.
Splatterhouse.
Super Mario Sunshine.
I'm staying away from Mario games, but I hated that game.
Which one?
Mario Sunshine. I did not like Mario Sunshine or Luigi's Mansion.
Dr. Mario?
I love Dr. Mario. I love Dr. Mario. I love every variant of. Dr. Mario to me is a variant Tetris game because it's a puzzle game and you've got stuff dropping. I love Tetris. I will play Tetris all day long. I will play Tetris forever. I can never drop acid again because I had a bad trip once. But I will still play Tetris, and I'm always looking for that being able to do it not high. Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs. I'm telling you, the camera. Yes. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Okay.
Shadowgate. Thing.
Okay. Tell me about Shadowgate.
It's kind of like a dungeon crawler, but
Okay.
it's from a first-person view almost.
Okay.
And you go through, and as you keep walking, it's hard to explain it.
Okay. It's kind of like, does it kind of operate like Doom does? Where you're
Kind of.
first
but
person.
but it's on the NES.
Right.
But you can't tell what you see.
But you can't tell what you're seeing.
Yeah.
Castle Wolfenstein 3D? Anyone?
Yes.
Like, I know that's not even, that's totally mainstream. I'm gonna tell you a story about Castle Wolfenstein 3D. I took calculus. I'm still in school, but I took calculus this last semester because I failed it so many times. That I had to pass it this time. I mean, I couldn't do anything else wrong. But I'm sitting there, and I knew my teacher's name was Sommerhauser. I did not realize my teacher was German, like from Germany, from Hamburg. So I'm sitting in there and I'm like, die Nazi, die! And all of a sudden he walks in the classroom and he goes, put away your computers! And I'm like, ah! And then the next day, or next class, he's talking about limits and approaching something and whatnot. And he goes, and as you get closer to 0, your y goes to 0.999999999. And he goes, and you know what this gives us as our limit? And I said, no. And he goes, no, it gives you 1. Oh, I see what you did there!
And then he walks to a random wall and opens up a secret panel.
Basically. There's a swastika.
There's 9 billion of them in that game.
There really are. There are 9 billion of them in that game.
Some of them didn't even make sense. There's just like a pot in the room.
I just realized I started writing a review for Castle Wolfenstein and never finished it.
Yeah.
Like, I got so soaked into the game, I never finished the review. I'm just like, I want to play Nazi. Any other games?
Back to the Future for the NES.
Back to the Future?
For the NES.
Oh, NES.
I've not played this game.
Don't.
No, terrible.
Oh!
But the one they just did for the PSN is good.
Oh, the episodic
Okay,
one.
I'm good. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I gave you all my email address. Send me good games and bad games. Like, you know that Angry Video Game Nerd guy?
Yeah.
I like his stuff, but I'm very much in the same vein. I will say the thing he did on Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventures of Link, I loved, because that's my favorite Zelda game.
Really?
It's my favorite. I know, I'm so ashamed.
The only one that was an actual RPG?
Was the only one that was what?
An actual RPG?
Yes! It was the only one that was an actual RPG. Okay, here's a game. I love Christian people. I don't like Christians as a whole, but I am one. I actually had to leave the church at one point. I've been kicked out of 6 churches in the last 2 years because people start speaking hate, and I'm like, that's not what Christ taught. That's not here or there. I want Christians to get out of the video game business.
Bible games?
Bible Adventures. Okay. Oh wow, people played it. Okay.
Yeah.
Bible Adventures. You have it's 3 games in one. You've got Noah's Ark, David and Goliath, or it's not even David and Goliath. It's David finds his sheep. Okay. And then Baby Moses. And I wish if they could turn Baby Moses into a game like Frogger, I would play that. If they could have turned Baby Moses into a game like Frogger, I would have played that shit all day long. But as it was, you are I forget Moses' mother's name, but you're her, and you're carrying Baby Moses on top of your head. And if you get lucky, you're carrying like 6 things on top of Baby Moses. But the second you jump, like 3 things fall off, including Baby Moses. Okay? If you get hit, Baby Moses flies off. And if Baby Moses gets falls into the water below, he dies, and you have to start all over.
Is it like Yoshi's Island where you have a certain time limit to get Baby Moses back?
Basically. I hated that game. Like, I love Super Mario World. I hate the sequel to Super Mario World, where Big Mario and all. Oh, Yoshi's Island. Strangle.
Q-bert.
Q-bert.
Oh,
I love some Q-bert. Okay, there's a game on Live Marketplace. Tinker, is that the game I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Tinker is a fantastic game. It's a puzzle game. You can get it on Live for free. On the Microsoft Live Marketplace for free. It's fantastic if you like puzzle games. I've wasted a lot of my life on this game.
Dune 2.
No, that was horrible.
Dune 2. He's a bit obsessed.
Dune 2.
Dune, okay.
Like the real-time strategy game.
Yeah.
Okay, I was hearing.
I heard Doom 2 as
Doom
well.
2.
And I was like, what is it with you and bad taste?
Like Frank Herbert.
Yeah. I love Frank Herbert. I really wish people would stop making stuff off his works.
Like the Sun, Brian.
Yes. I love Frank Herbert. I love Dune. I just wish people would stop. I honor the man. Quit ruining his shit. Just can't have nice things.
Limbo.
It's a
good.
recent.
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a newer
recent,
one.
recent game, but it's
Okay.
really good.
It's
on the live marketplace.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on Xbox Live Marketplace. It's a creepy type puzzle game.
Okay.
You're just this little black little character, and you're trying to find your dead sister.
You're in limbo.
Yeah, you're in limbo, and it's real
I
gray
have
and
played
stuff. Yeah.
And something
It's
reminds me
a
of this
mostly
recent book in the
grayscale.
Dresden Files.
Yeah, it's all grayscale.
Someone else had their hand up. You did.
What about Dragon Warrior?
Dragon Warrior. I've not played any of the Dragon Warrior
Really?
games. Yeah, I lived a sheltered life. I'm so glad that I did not realize in Sunset Riders that when you're coming out of a door or whatever, because you can run into a door and you get a bonus item out of it, you're going into a brothel. I downloaded the because you can get the freeware for the Sega Genesis emulator, or it's deadware is what it is, and I did it all totally legally, but in the Sega Genesis version, that's when you realize it, because a little heart comes over her head and she's wearing not much more than garters and yeah, everything's covered, but I didn't realize it was brothel. My 6-year-old self, had I realized that, I would have been like, I'm even more glad my mom didn't realize it, but she like, no, I don't want them playing. My mom was the no, I don't want you playing video games. Video games will rot your brain. They're of the devil.
Who's the best character in Sunset Riders?
Quartermano! Because he has a shotgun.
I'm surprised this hasn't come up yet. How do you feel about Sonic?
I love Sonic the Hedgehog. In fact, I am writing a Sonic the Hedgehog 2 review right now. I did not have a Sega Genesis growing up, so me getting to play Sonic the Hedgehog on a Sega Genesis has been the time of my life.
Play it on Game Gear.
What?
Play it on Game Gear.
I played the Game Gear version. It's still not quite the same.
I like it better.
I will say the Game Gear was the best piece of innovation in handheld gaming that's ever been made. Because like the only thing that comes close is the new PS Vita.
Haven't played yet.
I'm not a new school gamer at all, but I just read someone's review because I had to edit it on the PS Vita. Buy this thing; it's amazing. Like another one of our writers, Chris Stanley, just absolutely fantastic writer. Well, he's okay. I lie sometimes, but yes, this thing's specs. And the way he talks about it. I'm ready to buy one right now, except for I'm poor and living paycheck to paycheck.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Surf Ninjas.
What?
Surf Ninjas on that here.
You can get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Battletoads! Absolutely Battletoads! Ooh! Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the video game. The NES one, the first one. Okay? Until you got to that fucking water level with that seaweed.
Yes.
At which point you went out and bought a Game Genie. How to fucking deal with the seaweed? I'm gonna get a Game Genie and get the codes. I love internet because I can everything. Oh, any others?
Smash Dirt.
What?
Smash Dirt.
You guys choose me right now.
They have both at Smash.
Smash Start and
Smash TV.
Smash TV.
Berserk.
Berserk.
Money, big, right?
That's what I'm here.
I love it.
Dolphin.
It's all fuck out.
Wait, Echo?
Dolphin, really? You dare bring that to this
Ghosts and
conversation?
Ghosts and Ghouls.
Ghosts and
That was a hard game.
Yeah.
You had those two armor, you get hit once, it's gone, you get hit again, you're dead.
Yeah.
There's the game that there was a game I was reading. I was reading a GameFAQs magazine way back in the day when I still got video game magazines because I thought I wanted to do that for a living. I still kind of do. But the hardest game ever made, I went out and I found it online. I cannot remember what it's called. Harder than E.T., harder than any of that. You get hit once and you're dead, and there's stuff flying everywhere.
Silver Surfer?
Not I want to be the guy, but I want to be the guy. I've gotten farther, and I want to be the guy than I did in this other game.
Oh, what game is it? We gotta know now.
I know. I can't play. I'm like searching for the name.
To the Google.
It's like my phone is dead. Shit. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, there's still Battalion where you can't continue.
Right. There's that might be it. No. And it's because it's like an Atari 2600 game.
Yeah.
Jackal.
So see, y'all are all bringing to the table a whole slew of games that I've not played or heard of. Because while I had great games like Bubble Bobble and DuckTales, I also had shitty games like Top Gun.
Captain Skyhawk?
I didn't have Captain Skyhawk.
No.
But, oh my fucking god, Top Gun
was horrible.
You couldn't play it.
Why didn't they just make a game out of the volleyball scene? That would have been better.
I know, right? But that's just Pong.
Double dribble.
Double dribble. Okay, in the realm of 8-bit and 16-bit and whatever, pre what we have now, pre 3D graphics rendering. How about that? There's a game called Charles Barkley's
Shut Up and Jam.
Yeah.
Oh, Gaiden. Yeah.
Gaiden. And it's like an RPG, and Charles Barkley, it's set in a post-apocalyptic thing where Charles Barkley has done the chaos dunk, and it has brought about the end of the world. Okay? And I laughed my ass off when I found out that Michael Jordan was the person persecuting basketball players.
Oh.
I'm sitting in here and I'm playing this and I'm like, Michael Jordan is what the fuck?
But wait, that's not actually old though.
No, but it's in the realm.
Yeah.
Like newer games that are in the realm, I'll still.
Okay.
Games for the Game Boy Advance. Fuck, there's been some fantastic games for the Game Boy Advance.
Wario Land series.
Wario Land, absolutely. I love me some Wario.
Shining Soul.
Shining Soul.
Pokemon.
I love you because I was just about to say Pokemon. Okay? Alright, what Pokemon have you played to?
Crystal.
Crystal?
Then good fire.
Alright. I have not played anything on the DS because I can't get an emulator to work and I'm too poor to buy it. But yes, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby and Sapphire. What about Yellow? Okay, we'll talk
over the show, but
we'll talk about Yellow. Actually, Yellow's the perfect one to talk about. I liked Yellow. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people thought it was not true to the to the way Pokemon was done. It was too much fan play. It was all that. I love Yellow. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna make an announcement.
Sure, please.
If you have a pre-reg badge with the number 7100 or less, pick up a swag bag at Reg on your way out today.
Okay.
Thank you.
I already picked up my swag bag, but thank you. Alright. So, if you have a pre-reg badge with 7100 or less, 5 minutes? Alright. The Pokemon is probably going to be the last thing I talk about. I've given you all my email address. I have some cards for hidden gamers. My boss back there also has some cards for hidden gamers. But please check us out. We're small. I'm about to dump a whole bunch of stuff onto the site. But we're getting more writers and all that. So we are always looking for content submitters because, I mean, come on.
Seriously?
Yeah, like,
yes, absolutely.
If you want to, we can't pay you anything. No. But if you want to like write a review, I will. Between me and him, we'll be the first people to look at it. And if it's good, I'll put it on the site. Because fuck, I'm tired of editing my own shit. What's up?
One thing about the cards. Okay, one thing we're doing for Mobicon, there's an email address at the bottom of all of them, and we're giving away some free PC games to everybody that writes that email address in the upcoming week. Just telling us what they thought about Mobicon, favorite events.
Is it like a raffle or is there a drawing or whatever?
Basically, everybody that submits something, it goes into a pool. We have about 20 games that are going to give out.
Okay, so yeah, it's like a drawing.
Cool.
Yeah, it's random.
On the card, it's right here. We're also on Facebook and Twitter. Like us, follow us. I am on Twitter. I'm Pirate Captain J. And if you want to know why, it's because my name is James and I'm the fucking captain. Before I was Waldo, I was Pirate. So I am
Sid Meier's better be.
And yet you don't endorse piracy.
I am the Pirate Waldo Doctor is what I am. Who happens to also be a minister. But Pokemon, this might be my last game. I liked yellow. A lot of people didn't. A lot of people thought it was too much fan service. A lot of people thought it was weird because you had Pikachu following you around. And you could talk to him. I thought that was a brilliant innovation in the Pokemon games. What?
They brought it back.
We just smiled at you or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
those were awesome.
If he was just elated, he was like, yes, full sword, come here.
yeah. It's but yes, absolutely. Like you got your you got to have your 3 primaries. I love the Pokemon franchise. I think it's a fantastic thing. I think it's a wonderful little RPG because it is. You're going around, you're playing something else, you're fighting with these monsters, you're leveling. It's a wonderful RPG. I think it's one of the best innovations of the last 20 years. Because it has so much diversity to it. Pokemon was my first introduction to handheld gaming. I got a Game Boy Pocket. Back when, before you had those.
Oh, I have one, yeah.
Before the Game Boy
Color.
There was something between the brick and the color. It was the Game Boy Pocket. It took 2 AAA batteries, and I was always out of AAAs. But I got Pokemon Red, and I played the shit out of that game. And every version of Pokemon I've ever played. I have all 100. I have all the Pokemon you can have. I have the
151.
I have 151. I have Mew. I got Mew the right way too. I went somewhere and someone was like, "Yo, we're transferring Mew to you from Nintendo."
Yeah, I went to
really?
Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon League at Toys R Us. Just by happenstance one Sunday, and they're giving them away. It's like, Mom, Dad, we gotta go home. We gotta go get my game. They're gonna give me Mew.
Yeah. So, and Pokemon, the cross integration in the games was fantastic. The only game I've ever seen do better about cross integration between 2 handheld games is Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. Because you play through the games basically 3 times, and you get these codes that you enter into the game when you start, and then you start with health and shit. You're actually already pretty beast. You're not just starting from scratch every time. And it was fantastic, and I recommend both Pokemon and both of those Legend of Zelda games. And I believe that is all the time I have for today. Thank you so much.